Okay, welcome to another exciting video. I've been shopping and look what I got. This is a 1988 Honda four-wheel drive 350 4Trax. I'm going to give you the information I have on it so far. It is an all-the-time four-wheel drive. It never comes out. The way you see it is the way I picked it up. It runs and drives. It stops. It does everything that you'd want a quad to do. What it doesn't do, it is the carburetor doesn't stop running. I guess the float is stuck and the fuel just kind of comes out of it. Also, the exhaust has a leak in it, so I'll need to be welding that. But this thing is really just beautiful. I have looked at it very closely and I have not found a single rip or tear in the plastics. I mean, it's got a little bit of black gook on there. I think it almost comes off by hand. I think we can take care of that, no problem. The tires are brand new. They look, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's fantastic. And it's the same size tire all the way around, unlike the Suzukis I've been buying. I really like this. So, two-part goal. I want to get so the carburetor doesn't leak, so the exhaust doesn't leak, and get it ready for sale. Clean it up real nice. I mean, I usually paint the wheels black, but boy, they just don't have any scratches, or I might want to keep it, factory. So to get it cleaned up real nice, where it shows real nice, and sell it. But probably a more important goal is to not fall in love with it, because I got to tell you, I really like this one, and I need another ATV like a hole in the head. But this one's kind of neat. It's kind of nostalgic. 1988, and it looks that good. I can't get over it. Okay, so all I did so far was just clean it. A nice good look at it. I did not put any shine on it. All I did was clean it. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. So a lot of times I like to paint the wheels black, and I know I just already said that, but man, I think the nostalgic look, to a purist, the way they look, I think I'm gonna leave them wheels be and not paint them black. But that's usually my signature trademark, to do that. But so we haven't done anything mechanical with it yet, so I'm not even going to run it because I don't want to get fuel over my driveway. Gasoline eats asphalt. We don't do that. But I will get to mechanical fixes next and keep you updated. So we got the carburetor out. Yeah, that was a pretty fun project. But we got that out, and it wasn't too filthy. I don't think the folks here need to see another carb rebuild video. But we got it all nice and cleaned up. There's 3 jets in there. And the only change I made is because the spark plug was really black, it showed me it was very rich. I did put it had a 142. I dropped it down to a 140. Not a huge change at all. But it did run really well, but the spark plug was telling me that it was rich. So I went ahead and just tried to make it as nice as I can. So that's what I did. Hopefully that works out. So we are at a bit of an impasse on this quad. It's not going as smoothly and as easily as I thought, but these things are to be expected. This is the original fuel pump that was in this. And my feeling was either this was the wrong fuel pump or it was a broken fuel pump where it just wouldn't shut off, or it was too powerful and it was blowing past the carburetor. The reason why I believe that is because even though I have the stock carburetor back in, I had another carburetor I had tried, and it did the same thing on that carburetor where it shot in too much fuel and overflowed it. So, I did buy another fuel pump. I bought another fuel pump. I didn't put all this on camera because, I mean, how many times do you want to see it fail? I'll go through a lot of fails, and I'll let you know when I succeed. I did not have a success on this one because this also did the same exact thing that this fuel pump did. Now, I'm not exactly sure. Now, I know that these two right here are hooked up correctly from the tank out to the carburetor, okay? I am not exactly sure what. I'm told that this is a vent right here. That nipple right there is a vent. However, I've decided to go with plan B because that's the only problem we're having right now. Well, and I gotta weld the exhaust, but this is overflowing the carburetor, and I can't have that. So I decided to go with what we did with the Suzuki's. Well, the way it runs stock, and that is to run a vacuum pump. That way, it's only running when the motor has vacuum, and it's not too much pressure. And hopefully that this will be enough, even though it's for a 250. Hopefully it'll supply enough fuel for a 350. Now, that carburetor, I don't believe there's anything wrong with the carburetor. It runs just fine on it. The problem is that there is no place to really put a vacuum line on that carburetor. It doesn't have a vacuum line. It's not designed for that. So I would like to keep this intact and maybe give it to the next owner. But for the purpose of science, and I'm not saying this is the right way to fix it, I purchased, here we go, brand new out of the box, a new carburetor. Okay, this is a 34 millimeter because I measured and the stock one is also 34 millimeter. And I would use this carburetor. Now, let's look at it. If we can put it like this for a second. Okay, so there's where it would go into the motor, and there's right up here. There's that. It's like I said, a nipple or whatnot, and it's not drilled through. But I'm going to drill it through, and then I'm going to put a hose onto that, and that's what I did with the Suzuki's, and it does work. And I'm going to make my own vacuum line out of this. I don't want to do that to the stock carburetor. This one was, I don't know, was it 26 plus tax? Not very expensive. Definitely worth a try. And we'll try that on this and see how that works. Okay, we're back working on the Honda 350. Oh my goodness, this has been over a month. I've had so much problems with it. Okay, let's just go over what I've done on it so far. So there's actually 4 of these in the front. There's one on this side, and there's one on this side, and on both, left and right, in the front brakes. All but one were completely seized. I had to take those cylinders off. They're slave cylinders for your drum brakes, and I had to free them up and put them back on. I'd actually bought a brand new set of them, but they were the wrong size. They didn't quite sit up high enough. So I had to do that. Then in the midst of working on it, I lost spark. So I had to get a new CDI box there. And I don't know if you can see that well or not, but I had to get a new CDI box. I got one of those Amazon cheapies, and believe it or not, it worked. Because the original one lost spark. So now we're getting spark. Okay, so a little recap. This video almost didn't happen. Things didn't go as planned. As you can tell, this is not the Honda 350. This is the Suzuki 250 that my pastor had given me. No, the Honda 350, well, let me just tell you. This video started, I started working on that quad in December 2024, off and on, and about 2 weeks ago, I was able to sell it. Now, when the seller came to look at it, it didn't spark. It didn't run. I ran it to where I parked it, but after the seller came and looked at it, the spark went away. And there was no funny business. I was there with them the whole time. I looked it over. I looked at all the wire, all the connections that I could find, and everything was connected. It just wouldn't run. However, the seller decided they wanted to buy it anyway, and they got quite a discount on it. And to be honest with you, I would rather, as much as I hated for that to happen, I would rather it happen before I sell it than after. I don't want to be the guy that sells somebody something that's not reliable or breaks the day after they get it. It's an awful feeling as a seller. It's an awful feeling as a buyer. So I don't want to be that guy. Anyway, didn't go as planned, and I was depressed about it. I hadn't worked on it the whole time. I had worked on it quite a bit, but I wasn't going to put out the video, but I decided, you know what? I took the footage. I haven't put out a video in a while. There's not much on Marketplace worth buying, slim pickings. But I figured I'll go ahead and download this video, which means it's time for the verse of the day. Today's verse is Numbers 23:19. God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? Friends, there's a lot of people that you're going to come in contact with that will lie to you, and you think you can trust, and you find out you can't trust. And in this case, you couldn't trust me. I thought I was going to get that quad done, and I was going to make it nice. And the truth is, it didn't go as planned. It didn't run. When I finally went to go present it, it did not run. God never fails. When God makes promises in his word, he always follows through. When he makes promises for your life, he always fulfills. If you have a relationship with God, I got a mosquito in here, I don't know how that's possible. But if you have a relationship with God, friends, that is the most awesome thing, because he has heaven in store for you. He has eternal paradise for you. But you got to get into his word. You got to know him. You got to have a relationship with him. So friends, if you like what you've seen here, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're going to try to get more buggies in the shop and do more buggies because I'm more comfortable with it. There just isn't anything right now in Marketplace. But hopefully sooner we'll have some more videos for you. But in the meantime, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.